Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Sunday, February 18th, 2024. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my college basketball Bank Shop best bet, you can find this at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Sunday in college hoops. First up, we see FAU Florida Atlantic taking on USF of South Florida. This one's going to be at 12 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be on ESPN. Florida Atlantic's not been the best cover team this season, especially in conference play. And it makes sense because this was a team that went on a big NCAA tournament run last year. They brought back most of their roster and their head coach. And, it wasn't surprising to see them be overvalued in a few of these conference games and even early on in the season. But this is one of the spots where I think there is value with the Owls because when you look at their opponent on the other side, South Florida, they've won 10 straight games. They're 11-1 in conference play. They're 18-5 overall, playing great basketball. But I still think that FAU is the better team here by a pretty good margin. I also think they match up really well here. USF is not great on the boards, and FAU, they're already a really good shooting team, but they're also number 34 in the nation in offensive rebounding percentage. So if you're giving this team second chance looks, your defense is probably going to have a really tough day. I think FAU's offense is already 15th in the country in adjusted offensive efficiency. Like I said, it's a great shooting team, but it's also a balanced team. We got great guys in the perimeter that can, cash in on the three-point shot. John L. Davis, one of the best three-point shooters in college basketball, but also one of the best forwards or centers in college hoops in Golden, who should have a big day as well. Now, when you look at the defense, FAU's defense hasn't always been the most sturdy, but they do force a lot of tough shots, and they don't take a lot of fouls, and that's a big thing for this matchup. South Florida gets a good amount of its points from both the three-point line and the free throw line. FAU, good perimeter defense, and like I said, they limit those fouls. They're very disciplined. So I think South Florida's offense is going to be more uncomfortable than it usually is. This is the first meeting between these two. It's going to be the only meeting of the regular season. It's, even though both of these teams are in Florida, it's not the biggest rivalry in terms of, in-state rivals in Florida. Still conference matchup, two teams in Florida. But I think FAU wins this game on the road. Should be a nice crowd, though. Home court advantage for South Florida, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Give me the Owls. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we'll stay in the AAC as Tulane takes on East Carolina. This one's going to be a 2 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be on ESPN+. Now, I don't love backing bad defenses on the road, and that's what we see here in Tulane. Ranked 207 in adjusted defensive efficiency, 337th in defensive rebounding percentage. East Carolina is not an offensive juggernaut, that's for sure, but they do create pretty good looks offensively. They take care of the basketball, and they're also a very good offensive rebounding team. So with Tulane's defensive rebounding struggles, we can expect the Pirates to get some second chance looks in this ball game. East Carolina, you could make the argument playing their best basketball of the season. They've won 4 of the last 6, including 2 straight. And, like I said, I think East Carolina is the much better defensive team. I think fundamentally they're, a sound team. And also Tulane, they rely on getting to the free throw line. This team scores a ton of its points from the charity stripe. They're also, just a good shooting team in general. But East Carolina, they force turnovers. They don't take too many fouls doing so. So they're an aggressive defense, but a disciplined defense. I think they bode well in this matchup. So give me East Carolina. I'm going to take them on the money line. Next up, we see Furman and Chattanooga. This one's going to be a 2 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be on ESPN+. Furman is a strange team because I think this team has a ton of talent on its roster. And, this is a team that was top 100 in KenPom last year. They're 28-8 overall. They made it to the NCAA tournament. They pulled off an upset loss in the first round. And sure, it's a bit of a different roster this season, but still, I think Furman's got a lot of talent, like I said. And I kind of compare them to a team like Georgia State a couple of years ago in the Sun Belt, a team that also had a lot of talent. They were fundamentally sound. They were an experienced roster. For some reason, they just couldn't put it together at the beginning of the year. They went, I think, 0-4 to start Sun Belt Conference play. And, it was an ugly start to the season. Furman, similarly, they were 6-9 overall at one point, 0-2 in conference play this year. But that Georgia State team was able to figure it out. They went on a big win streak to end the regular season, swept the conference tournament, made it to the big dance. I think Furman could be a similar team, a team that nobody wants to play in this conference tournament. And if they win the conference tournament, a team that nobody wants to play in the big dance. I think Furman is a team I'm going to be backing quite a few times as we near the end of the regular season into the conference tournament. They're dealing with some injuries, but I still think Furman the much better team here, playing with revenge. I like the Paladins in this one. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we see St. John's and Seton Hall. This one's going to be a 5 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be on Fox Sports 1. St. John's coming off a really tough loss at Providence. It was a 75-72 final score, a game where St. John's missed a three-point jumper at the buzzer to potentially bring that game to overtime. It was also a game where St. John's did not make a single three in the second half of that ball game. Ended 48% from two, 26% from three, and a measly 68% or so from the free throw line. So, when you have those bad as shooting numbers and you still only lose the game by 3 points at the buzzer, it tells me fundamentally St. John's was there, and they certainly they had a 17-3 offensive rebound advantage. They forced 15 turnovers, and I think going forward, St. John's is also a team I wouldn't really want to play in this Big East Conference tournament when we get there. Seton, they put together some decent true road performances. They beat Butler outright on the road. They beat Providence. But this is still a team I would much rather take at home. And I also worry about the fact of the turnovers. They've really gotten Seton this year, ranked 294th in turnover percentage offensively. Like we just said, St. John's forced 15 turnovers in that game against Providence. They're an aggressive defense, and I think it's going to lead to a lot of fast break points on the other end for a fast-paced offense, top 100 in average possession length offensively. So I like St. John's in this matchup. I think they get the revenge. They lost to Seton earlier in the season. Give me the Red Storm. Next up, we see Utah and UCLA, the final game we're to talk about for the Sunday card in college basketball. This one's 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox Sports 1. Now, if you've watched the Bank Shot breakdown from the beginning of the season, I'm all about the buy low spot, but I can't get there with Utah in this ballgame. These are two teams going in way different directions. UCLA is on a 6-game win streak. They've won 8 of the last 9, and now they're 9-5 in conference play, and they're 14-11 overall. Decent record there. They are, playing their best basketball at the right time as we near the end of regular season play in the conference. And UCLA just fundamentally sound. Their offense is improving, but their defense is one of the best in the nation. While on the other side, Utah, they are, playing their worst basketball of the season. They've lost 5 of the last 6 games. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They lost their last 2 games against teams outside the top 100 in KenPom and Arizona State and USC. One of those games was at home against Arizona State, losing by 8 points. Not a great loss there. And while I think Utah's still a very talented team, this is also a program that's not been known to be great on the road. So at UCLA, I don't love their chances. I'd much rather take them in a get-right spot when they're playing at home, potentially in that game on February 29th against Stanford, or maybe the next one against California. But to me, on the road here at UCLA, with so much confidence the Bruins have had, recently, I got to go with UCLA here at a pretty reasonable number. So give me UCLA on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.